Well, hello traders and investors. I'm LA Little. This is your daily NeoTA wrap where we take a look at these markets from a neoclassical perspective, looking at supply and demand on the charts, using that information to make wise decisions about where to invest your money, in particular when to get in, when to get out, and which direction to point. That's always what you have to decide, and you have to decide that on a continuing basis. I do this show 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday, broadcast at or before 10 o'clock Eastern Time. It's archived on YouTube, and it's under the channel LA Little. And if you haven't subscribed to the show and you want to, just reach up in the right-hand corner. Anytime I push public content, you'll get a notification. As far as what we do, you can go check it out on my books. There's 2 of them. Both of them available on Amazon, available in bookstores as well. Publisher John Wiley. This one, Trend Qualification and Trading, lays out the model. The second follow-up, Trend Trading Setups, takes that model and shows you how to find the best trades and gives you a lot of data behind all of this analysis. When I talk about the probability of this or that, that's what I'm pointing to. If you like what we do, you can pop over to the Contact Us and jot an email message either to support or myself if you want to see about how to do this as part of us. We have a mentoring program. If you haven't been looked at that, there's a mentoring program here that you can join, and those mentors, they participate and they give me a lot of the input that I then disseminate, look at, decide what's best, and disseminate on to the rest of the members. So it's a growing community. If you want to be part of it, just jot me. As far as this market, let's look at the numbers today. They were up, bounce off of the pullback yesterday after the 2-bar reversal. And it's not hard to figure out who was leading. It was the NASDAQ, the NDX. They came bouncing back after getting a setback off that 2-bar reversal. So you had a 0.36 gain there in NDX, and the NASDAQ the same. Russell 0.13, the S&P about the same, and the Dow Jones a little bit more. We had the dollar flip around coming into the day. It was looking a little bleak yesterday, comes back, bounces back. That's after the ECB says, yeah, we're just going to have to keep flowing money into the markets. Up over in Asia, you were down across Europe again, not that much, kind of flat. And everything we saw yesterday go up goes down, and oil in particular gets hit. I don't know if you heard all the news today, but attacks on the Iranian parliament claimed by ISIS, as well as blowing some shrine up for Khomeini. You had ECB, as I suggested, saying they're going to keep putting money out there. You've had a number of terrorist attacks this week. You've got testimony today that you didn't really see an implication of Trump in any way, but there certainly wasn't strong testimony saying he didn't have any kind of pressure on anything. Tomorrow you got Kami. I mean, a full packed week, and it just keeps coming. But what do these markets do? Well, they just keep hanging around, right? They don't want to give it up. They haven't wanted to give it up for ages, and they still don't want to give it up now. Here's the S&P. I don't have the ending numbers on the volumes, but I'm sure they're going to be light again today as they were yesterday. Today, last night, or actually this morning, I wrote members and I said, okay, this is where you would expect them to try to make their first stand, the more aggressive buyers, and that's what they did. The next spot, if you're looking down, is this bar. That's where the volume was, right on that reversal hammer into the swing point high with volume. I said back then, and I'll repeat it now, more than likely, when you get that kind of a move, and actually when you get a break of a swing point, retest, regenerate, which is what this was, you typically come back to visit it. And so both of those points, in my mind, are still wide open for a visit. Whether we do it now or we do it a little bit later, that's a different question. The fact that you've left the setup to come back suggests that it probably will try to do that. But the strength is in the NDX, and the NDX had the 2-bar reversal. volume there is going to be lighter today. I don't have the ending numbers as I'm doing this show. Comes right back up to that test point 588.146. It gets into it 588.3, closes under it. So once again, in my mind, that's a test failure. Now, you don't have a signal here that is definitely going to pull back, but I'd be a little cautious about how this actually trades from here out. If we look at the Russell tries to push up again, can't get up there, ends with the doji right at the support zone. That support zone is this area right here, and it just keeps treading on that 4 days in a row now. I don't have much else to add other than that. I mean, that's where things are. You've got more news tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to have some more volatility. I told members this morning to expect a market that goes nowhere. You have too much coming up, and they're not going to do anything in front of that. And so they traded a smaller range today. Tomorrow you're going to see the top of that range and probably the bottom of that range get tested. And I suspect whichever one holds, if they hold, is going to be the directional move next. You do have some things that are positive, as always, in this market. For example, I'll just give you this one. You got an ABCD structure to the upside. Well, now you've got another potential ABCD inside of it that will point you up to about the same price point. And so that structure reinforces the notion that this thing still would like to trade higher. That's on the S&P. If we pull it over and we'll use the NASDAQ and look at it, there you actually have the same case. You had an ABCD structure from back here. That one eventually was filled. I believe it was filled. I'm pretty sure it was. But now you've got another one, right, that's inside. Well, let me take that back. The next one is way up here, right? I don't know if they can take it up straight up again, but a break of this would suggest you've got an ABCD structure that's not just potential, but is in motion. And so that's going to be hard to get over. But if they do it, well, then they can keep it going. And that's what they've been doing over and over. There's a lot of things that are starting to add up, folks, that suggest we're going to get something pulled back. Tonight, I can't tell you it's going to happen because we don't have the trades in place, right? We don't have it on the charts to tell us for sure it is. The worst case right now, you got to test failure again at the highs. You had a 2-bar reversal. I do think tomorrow will be a pivotal day. Have a great one. I'll see you next time.